everybody, this is Stephanie, aka SJ, and today I'm going to be demonstrating how I use Evernote to organize my writing life. For those of you who already use Evernote, this little tutorial / explanation will probably bore you, so I apologize in advance for how high level this video is. I've been a published author since September 2013, but for many years before that, I struggled with how to organize my thoughts and my notes. I already use Scrivener. Let's go to Scrivener, which is one of my favorite programs ever, and I'm a huge fan. And I was gathering a lot of extra materials for my scenes in the research folder over here in the binder. See, here you have lots of stuff that I was looking up in order to write my first book, Removed. I do like this feature a lot, but it has two big drawbacks. One, adding files to the research folder bloats the file size. Projects are huge and take longer to save. And I back up regularly, at least once per day, and all of the backups can take a lot of space as well. Two, I can't add bits of information to the research folder if I'm standing in line at the grocery store, sitting in the car waiting to pick up my kid from school, or lounging poolside in the summertime. Gosh, I miss the summer. Enter Evernote. This is Evernote on my computer, but I also have the app installed on my iPhone and my iPad. They also make Evernote for PC and Android, etc. So this tutorial, while presented to you on my Mac, will also be relevant if you own a Windows machine or use it on an Android tablet. Evernote syncs across all devices. So when I add a note on my iPhone, it shows up on my Mac. This is the little sync up here. I recently upgraded to Evernote Premium, so I can store notes offline, make bigger notes, and have access to the presentation feature, which I haven't used yet. Let's begin with a list of my notebooks. Remember about 10 years ago when you were writing novels and you had a spiral-bound book for every novel you were writing? In it, you kept snippets of dialogue you dreamt up in the shower, or sketches, or lists of things you wanted to include. This is what Evernote notebooks can be for you. Let me show you the FaceTime notebook. You'll see here that I preface the names of the notes in the notebook with an acronym FT:, so that I could easily identify them. This is not a naming system I've been good about keeping, but perhaps it would help you guys or anybody else who might want to try this. In this note here, I took a screenshot of the 2012 calendar and used it to help establish the timeline of Lee and Laura's romance, which was really helpful when I was writing and I couldn't figure out how long they had been apart or together, so I could always come back here and reference it. In this note, and here are a bunch of links that I kept that I wanted to reference when writing the book. I kept everything from information about Korean funerals to real places they would have dinner in both Seattle and New York City. Here down at the bottom, some of my first stuff that I brought into Evernote were tweets about Libras. A lot of these are pretty sexy, so avert your eyes if you're offended by that. Plus a lot of traits about Libra characteristics, and Sagittarius, since Lee is a Libra and Laura is a Sagittarius. All of these notes and more came in handy when writing the book. I kept Evernote open while writing in Scrivener and went back and forth between the two apps to gather information I would need to write a scene. For the publishing part of FaceTime, after I had all been done writing it, I kept information on my Amazon categories. If I saw things I wanted to keep, I could take a photo of it with my iPhone, save it to Evernote, and access it later, which is easy peasy. But possibly the greatest thing about Evernote is just the ability to write anywhere and save it for future use with access to those notes on any device. I've written whole chapters. See here over here on the left, I have a whole notebook just for writing the next book in my Nogiko series. I'm not going to show it to you because it's full of spoilers. But when I write them on my phone or on my computer, I can copy and paste them directly into Scrivener when I'm back at Scrivener. Let me point out a few other features of Evernote before I go. I love that when I copy and paste from websites or other applications, formatting and images are captured along with it. Let me show you some promotional emails I've kept. I can't tell you how many newsletters I've subscribed to that give out author help. I certainly don't want to search my email later for them, so I copy and paste them straight into Evernote. Evernote indexes them, and I can search them easily later. Evernote keeps all the images, which is super nice. I don't have to go find them later. I keep a lot of things here in the self-publishing folder as well that will help me in the future. Scheduled tweets, where I can find beat sheets, lots of advertising sites I can use, information about overseas markets. There are some other features of Evernote that I don't use as often, like the to-do lists and reminders. Here was one I made up yesterday just for the fun of it. I have a paper planner I use for all of this stuff, but some of you may find this helpful. You can put in any kind of things you want to remember, and then you can just set a reminder for it right up here. Add a date, remind me tomorrow, and it will even send you an email. So that's really helpful. Well, that's the majority of Evernote and how I use it to organize my writing life. Thanks for watching.